If you have ever tried Respondent, you know that it has great earning potential, but getting picked for the paid research studies there can be very hard. So today I'm breaking down 7 Respondent alternatives that offer high-paying research tasks anyone can do. And make sure you stay to the end, because I'll also share a quick tip that instantly increases your chances of getting accepted into more high-paying research projects, no matter which platform you use. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael and I've tested hundreds of different ways to make money online, and over the years I've also tested a lot of market research platforms, and Respondent is definitely one of the well-known ones. But it is far from the only option, and for many people it's honestly not even the best fit. So in this video I'll show you 7 alternatives that offer high-paying tasks, in some cases even easier qualification, and also in some cases faster payouts. I'll walk you through how each one works, who's best for, and what you can realistically expect so you can find the right options for you. So let's quickly talk about why it can be worth considering alternatives for Respondent. And one of the main reasons for this is that it can be very hard to qualify for the tasks you can find inside Respondent. They do pay in many cases very well. You can see some of the screenshots here. I also have a full written tutorial on my website and a video there. I'll leave a link below there where I show some examples of how much you can potentially earn. It does pay very well, but it can take a lot of patience to qualify for them. So the reason that you should consider other sites like Respondent or alternatives to it is not because Respondent is not good. It actually is, but it's just so hard to qualify for the projects that it can take a lot of patience. So if you join more platforms, it increases your chances of overall getting more high-paying research studies. Also, as mentioned earlier, at the end, I will give some extra tips and tricks about how you in general can increase your chances of qualifying for more high-paying tasks like this on all platforms, no matter the platforms you are using. But just quickly wanted to clarify, in case you were wondering if Respondent is really good, why should you consider alternatives? And this is the main reason in my opinion. Also, before I start showing you the alternatives, let's just set the earning expectations, because all of these options I will show you here are completely free, just as Respondent is. But there's no guarantee that you will qualify for every single research tasks. Some of them pay very well, just as Respondent does, but again, it can take patience. The great thing about joining more is that then you get more tasks overall, but no matter how many you join, how many you qualify for, and things like this, it's not a way to make a living or part-time income or anything like that. If you join more of them and are quite active and use the tips I'll share at the end, it definitely can give some nice extra money on the side, but how much you can earn also will depend on the country you live in. In some countries, there are just not a lot of high-paying research tasks like this, but in others, there are a decent amount, and then some nice extra money every month. Maybe in some countries, it can even be $200 to $500 if you are lucky to qualify for quite a few tests, sometimes maybe even more. If you decide to do this, or if you tested any of them before, please also share your earning experiences below. That would be great to hear. But just want to make it clear, not a magical way to become rich, not a way to make a living or anything like that. This is for extra money on the side, and it can actually be fun to participate in some of them. So let me now show you the 7 options I wanted to show you. It's not a prioritized list, because which of the options that are the best really depends on your personal preferences and also which ones you qualify for. And by joining more, you can join all of them if you want to, then you also increase your chances of getting access to more. But let's now jump to the first option. User interviews can give some quite high-paying studies you can participate in. You can join from basically all countries, and you can even go to the website and browse the current studies before you even sign up to see if there's any studies you find interesting and relevant for you. You can even filter it so you can see just the over the phone, or online, or in person. It has all these different ones, also focus groups, one-on-one interviews. You can see some examples here. $8 for 10 minutes here, $50 for 45 minutes for a one-on-one interview, another one $30 for 60 minutes, $20 for 10 minutes. There are some really nice high-paying options. Again, there's no guarantee you qualify for all of them, but if you do qualify, definitely gives some nice rewards. And I do like that this transparent, they explain exactly what the requirements are and make it easy to filter, and they even show it before you sign up so you can have a look before, and that's something I definitely appreciate compared to many other platforms. User testing can also be a great way to earn by participating in different research. In this case here, it will be to test usually apps and websites. In many cases, record your screen while you then share your thoughts, and then you can earn some nice extra money. Usually it's somewhere between maybe $10 to $50 for a test that can last anywhere from 10 to 60 minutes in my experience. And personally, I actually really like user tests like this, not just usertesting.com. This is just one example of a user testing platform, but in general, I find them quite interesting. So definitely also something you can consider. I do have a list also of the best user testing platforms in general on my website. I'll also leave a link below to that so you can check that out if you want to see more options. Focus groups is another great way to potentially earn by participating in research studies. They exist both online and offline, and one platform where you can find quite a good number of different options is focusgroups.org, and you can go there and also see some examples of studies, and you can see some of them do pay quite well. The target audience are also very specific. So of course you can see in this case here, yes, it pays well, it's $175, but it would only be for men in Columbus, and it would be about driving. In this case here, it would be in a specific area also. How many you qualify for? Yeah, not that many, but when you qualify, it can pay quite nicely. You can just click to view the exact details to know what your chances are of qualifying. One thing I don't like about this particular site is that they have these pop-up ads. I find that quite annoying, and it destroys the user experience quite a bit. But in general, focus groups, definitely a great way to participate in paid research studies, and some of them pay very well. I also do have a list on my website of the best online focus groups that I have come across. I will also leave a link to that below. You can also find focusgroups.org on that one if you want to know more about it. Survey Junkie is another platform where you can get access to paid research studies. It has both very easy small surveys that can take anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes or so, and it does pay quite well compared to many other survey sites, but it also sometimes gives you access to focus groups, and they do pay quite well. So if you're lucky, you can also qualify for that. And overall, I just find Survey Junkie quite user-friendly and easy to use. So if you live in the US, Canada, Australia, where you can join it from, then it can definitely be one worth checking out. I also do have a full tutorial and review of that, and also some of the other platforms I've talked about here. I'll leave all those links below so you can go and dive deeper into the options that you end up choosing here, and then easily get started also. Before moving on to the last few options, I just wanted to make you aware that the majority of you watching have actually not subscribed to my channel, and it's an easy and free way to support my channel so I can keep producing value-based content like this. And you can always change your mind later, so it'd be great if you could just take 1 second to like this video here and subscribe to my channel. I would definitely appreciate that support. D-Scout can be a great app to participate in different research projects. You can see some examples on the website, and it does pay quite well. I also do have a full tutorial and review where I give you an inside look and show examples of it on my website. Again, I'll leave a link to that below. There's also a video there you can check out if you want to get the visual guided tour on video also. But overall, it has some very interesting projects you can participate in that pays very well. I personally have talked to quite a few people that really love this one because it does pay quite well, and it is quite fun to participate in. Just be aware that often you do need to record small videos of yourself from your phone, so if you don't feel comfortable about that, then this might not be the right option for you. Top Service is next, and this is a little bit different than most of the other options here. I wanted to include it because many of the other options here, it can be hard to qualify for the project, and it will take some patience to do. And Top Service is just an example of a survey app and website where you can find a lot of paid surveys every single day where you can earn a bit extra. It doesn't pay as well as the research projects that I showed examples of here, but because it's so easy, it can be a nice extra option to do in general to use survey apps and websites. I do have a list also on my website of the best paid survey apps. I'll leave a link to that below so you can also check that out. And particularly Top Service here is available in many different countries, but no matter the country you live in, more or less, you can find some paid service sites and apps where you can easily take a few surveys here and there and earn a few dollars here and there also by participating in that. The last option I want to show you is Prolific. This is a very popular website where you can participate in research studies, and you cannot find these particular studies on any other platform. And that's definitely great, and they do pay quite well, and they work together with universities also in many cases where researchers publish these studies here. And you can join it from around 30 countries or so, but just be aware that you cannot always sign up. Very often there is a wait list, so you have to just sign up for the wait list, and that can take a long time to get accepted also. Once you're a member, that's actually a great thing, because that means that it's not just overcrowded where you have to fight for the different studies. There's a bigger chance that you will actually get to complete it before it's filled up. But if you actually just want to become a member and are not a member yet, that can of course be frustrating, but then there are a lot of other options. Then you can just sign up on the wait list and hope you'll get in at some point. I also do have a video about prolific alternatives. I'll leave a link in the top corner, so then you can also check that out to get some inspiration for that. So before finishing, here's the bonus tip I promised earlier, because if you want to get accepted into more research projects on any platform, then there are two small things that can make a big difference. And the first thing is to add niche skills and tools to your profile, because most of these platforms have a profile you need to fill out. And often researchers don't just search for job titles when they are looking for different participants. They often also search for keywords like tools you use. That can be Canva, Notion, Trello, Shopify, depending on the platform. You can also add info about the industries you have worked in or that you are working in, and specific tasks you have done also, because the more keywords you include in your profile, if that is possible, it's not possible on all platforms, but where it is, then include as many as you can, because then there is a chance that you show up in more searches that researchers are doing, because that's how it works on some platforms. And this alone can massively increase how often your profile is seen and how often you will get invited to these different projects. And also, if it's projects that you apply for yourself, if your profile has been filled out with all this information, that will also increase your chances of getting chosen. Another small, easy thing you can do is to update one small thing on your profile regularly, because some platforms, they tag recently updated profiles as active, and then these often surface higher in the internal search filters. You don't need to change anything major. It can just be adjusting a single skill or adding a new tool that you started using. All that counts as activity. It's not something that all platforms are used, but it's very easy to do, so still something that I recommend considering, because if you put these things together, these two things make you show up in more searches overall and also make you appear more active, which increases your chances of being selected for paid studies. Of course, it's not a magic way to make sure you get picked for all projects, but it can help, and it does not take much time. If you have other tips yourself, please also share them in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions, anything, please just comment below. I check out all comments and I also reply to every single comment, and I love hearing from you. And if you want to know more about the options I've talked about here, as mentioned, I have more information in full reviews, full tutorials on my website. I'll leave links below there. You can also find video reviews that gives you inside looks on most of these platforms, all these things. So then you can just go there and you can easily get started with your chosen options, and then get started with some more higher paying research tasks instead of just focusing on Respondent, which can definitely give some challenges because it can be so hard to qualify for the different surveys there and different research projects. And I hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.